someone shared a conglomeration of all the times I said white feelings don't matter and are pressed about that. And now are using that as a tirade against me, saying, I thought you don't have Pogchampers who don't say bad things. I'm like, totally not the same. I'm not condemning an entire people and defending insurrectionists and people who did some headassery. I'm saying that when you say white lives matter, they don't. And I'll say that again, whether I'm a Twitch partner or not, just so you know. White lives don't matter because white lives aren't a thing. White lives aren't a thing. White lives aren't a thing.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and gadzooks! The very first day that Twitch rolled out its, we're going to bring a new creator in to represent the Pogchamp emote, was a hilarious disaster. I mean, like, the absolute best possible outcome, in my opinion, was exactly what happened. Because it's also, again, my opinion, that Twitch is a den of people with just terrible, terrible things to say. And people that do terrible things with their lives, and putting each one of them, a new one every day, under a microscope seems like a great idea to me. Now, if you've been following this, the face of the emote, Pogchamp, for Twitch, dared to say some things that were, I don't know, spicy, I'll say. I don't want to get into exactly what it was. I don't think it was inciting anything, but it was essentially pro-Trump. Twitch said, no, we can't have that on our platform. And they changed one of the most popular all-time emotes. They removed his face from it. And then they said, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to highlight a new creator every single day by making their face the Pogchamp emote, which you just knew they were going to use to promote their woke agenda type streamers, 200 viewer Andys. And that's exactly what they did. I'm not even surprised this is exactly how it went, because that's what Twitch does. If you are a Twitch streamer and you like espousing, I don't know, let's say anti-white rhetoric, you get a lot of attention. And Twitch thanks you if with promoting. We saw this with Zombie Kills. They put her on the Twitch homepage. Another 200 viewer Annie put on the homepage because she espouses wildly far left ideologies. It would appear that CriticalBard is also one of these people. And some old comments surfaced almost immediately after he was the face of Pogchamp, which again is stupid because you knew Twitch would blow this. Make it somebody popular so everyone's excited to use it. Don't make it some nobody who it just defeats the whole purpose. Here you see an article here from Daily Esports. Twitch Pogchamp face CriticalBard under fire for controversial statement. No. See, what everybody who's defending him wants to make it about the context of his statement, which I will show you the full context of his statement. But he has a history of, just racist things that he said on Twitter and on his streams. The new iteration of Pogchamp emote on Twitch has received some scrutiny since its inception. The platform was forced to remove an old face of the emote after the originator tweeted some unsavory comments about storming the Capitol. To help the emote live on, Twitch decided to replace their face with one of someone in the community every 24 hours. Twitch's choice to choose CriticalBard as Pogchamp was controversial from the start. When the platform announced the news on Twitter, thousands of fans flooded the account's mentions with past tweets from the streamer. For the most part, tweets revolve around racial issues. However, most fans agree that CriticalBard takes the issues to an extreme level. While it's certainly his prerogative to speak open on these matters, some of his past tweets could certainly be considered controversial. No. See, you're afraid to call them what they are. They're racist, okay? Unfortunately, the streamer Unfortunately for the streamer, it's not unfortunate. Things only got worse throughout the day. Live on stream, CriticalBard began talking about more about racial injustices, and it's safe to say that he offended a chunk of his audience. The biggest fan issue seemed to be with the clip above, where CriticalBard is stating white lives don't matter. While the streamer later said in a statement was taken out of context, he deleted that part of the stream from the VODs. His Twitter was also set to private shortly after. Well, here's the thing. Here's the statement, as it surfaced on the internet.
I guess when a comment.
It's just a chef's kiss that he's playing Overwatch too.
About so what's happening is, because I'm kind of seeing it a little bit on Twitter plus in here. Someone shared that a conglomeration of all the times I said white feelings don't matter, and are pressed about that, and now are using that as a tirade against me, saying, "I thought you don't have Pogchampers who don't say bad things."
What's wrong with that, right? Hold everyone to the same standard.
Like, totally not the same. I'm not.
Oh, it's not the same. Okay, well, let's see.
Condemning an entire people and defending insurrectionists and people who did some headassery. I'm saying that when you say white lives matter, they don't. And I'll say that again, whether I'm a Twitch partner or not, just so you know. White lives don't matter because white lives aren't a thing.
Interesting. So what we see here is like Vaush level IQ, head IQ, big brained. I'll show you how he later qualifies it, but his qualification is simply that, well, I'm going to say this inflammatory thing about white people, but if you really follow this convoluted logic, then it's really not about white people. Okay, then why say that? You have some past tweets from CriticalBard. White representation is not a thing. White folk do not need to be represented. I do not care about your white feelings. I refuse. The minute you said that you can be racist towards white people, I zoned out. Let's make it very clear. BLM, he goes with ACAB and F the police. Pretty sure Twitch called the police when they needed help. And then you see this. I've seen white girls with darker faces and lighter skin, but how do you Uno TM reverse it? So he's making fun of somebody for their skin color? That's not very Pogchamp, is it, CriticalBard? This guy has a wide variety of things that make him, in my opinion, someone who has harmful, disgusting opinions. And the backlash was hilarious and warranted. This is exactly what Twitch gets when they push to promote wild ideologues instead of people that actually entertain. This is a guy, by the way, that entertains tens of people every time he streams. Okay, this isn't somebody anybody knew. This is somebody with he gained, by the way, for all his trouble, he gained a whopping 180 followers yesterday. That doesn't seem worth it. I'm sure he'd probably agree. This is somebody that's averaging 100 viewers. All right. I get what Twitch is trying to do, but you better vet these people. And ultimately, you see, it took 3 days for Twitch's new Pogchamp emote to ignite a whole new PR disaster. Of course it is. Yet people defend him, right? This is absolutely ridiculous that CriticalBard had to endure today is unsurprising, yet infuriating. He should have been celebrating this day. Instead, we got fragility on display. White fragility. Okay. Keep talking about white people. Those dang whites. They're always up to something, right? Do we call it black fragility if I were to disparage black folks? These people are so dumb, they're so out of touch with reality that they don't understand that, they think that they're going 500 IQ on you by qualifying heinous statements they make with a long, convoluted explanation. But look, it's just racism. That's what it is. If you're categorizing an entire group of people by their skin color and disparaging them. That's what it is. I don't want to hear about systemic power and this and that. No, because you can't go say the same thing. If you said the same thing about Asian people or black people and you grouped them all together and you disparaged them by their skin color, people would be furious. But because it's whites, Twitch literally promotes it. And then you see people reporting on it. You see, of course, Zombie Kills in here. Can't miss an opportunity to insert herself, demanding that Richard E. Lewis be banned. That he be banned for reporting on this. Now, let's look at the actual context, of course. Now, everyone's making it about this clip. I want you to understand that you don't need the clip. You see this? This is 100% in context, okay? Now, the clip itself, he does explain himself a little bit. Where is it? Here. No, that's not it. I have it. Hold on. Oh, here's the context. Okay. Let's hear him explain why white lives don't matter.
White lives don't matter because white lives aren't a thing. You can be proud of being Italian. You can be proud of being Scottish. You cannot be proud of being white.
So his whole justification there is that it's just semantics. He was just kidding. It's not, because whites don't actually exist. I don't really know my heritage. So when somebody asks, I guess you would call me a white guy. So wouldn't you still be talking about me?
It's not a thing. On the flip side, black folk have to say Black Lives Matter because we were stolen from a country that we loved and were forced to be here, stripped of our heritage and our identities. All we know is our blackness. There's a difference between saying...
Now, if that is a good enough explanation for you, then fair enough. His point is simply, that white lives don't exist. All right? That's what he's saying. You're an Italian if you're white. You're a German if you're white. Even though many people in the black community can easily source where they're from. Certainly not every black American was a descendant of a slave. Ultimately, I guess if that's good enough for you, if you want to accept that, him saying, well, white lives don't matter because because of reasons. Okay, I'm not even upset about the clip because I'm not surprised somebody who would tweet this other kind of heinous stuff would have other heinous things to say. Enjoy your mess, Twitch. I'm off your platform forever. It's hot garbage. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.